Hi, everyone. My name is Gaurav Kandlikar. I am a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Missouri in the divisions of biological sciences and plant sciences through the Preparing Future Faculty postdoc program. Just last month, I finished my PhD at the University of California in Los Angeles, and I'm still actually here in Los Angeles working remotely, at least for this first part of the pandemic. I was actually going to go out to my field site to record this video, but with so much smoke in the air in California, I decided that I would rather just record it from home, from this really boring room, but I will send Dr. Sullivan some pictures so that you can see where I work. My research focuses on how plants interact with their environment and with other plants and with microorganisms like bacteria and fungi in the soil, and how these interactions can really shape the diversity and dynamics of natural plant communities that we can observe. Ever since I can remember, I have been interested in biology in one form or another. I grew up in southern India, and throughout my childhood, I was never really too far away from nature. For my playtime, it usually meant playing hide and seek by climbing up trees near my house, or I used to watch Animal Planet shows or read about snakes all the time. Then as I grew up, I started learning more about the science of biology, and I really enjoyed starting to learn how living things work. My family moved to the US when I was in middle school, and eventually I did my undergrad at the University of Minnesota. I started there as a biochemistry major and did learn a lot about life at that really small scale, but the whole time I was curious about what's happening out in nature at larger ecological scales too. So eventually I added a major in ecology, evolution, and behavior, and I started working in a lab that studies the ecology and evolution of tropical forest trees in Papua New Guinea, which is an island nation near Indonesia and Australia. The professor I was working with specialized in studying the ecology and evolution of a really diverse genus of tropical trees. The genus is called ficus, and it includes the common fig that we can eat. Working in that lab, I had the chance to learn how to do phylogenetics, which is the study of recreating evolutionary histories of species based on DNA sequences. And I also got to work in an herbarium, which is a sort of scientific collection, a museum really, of plant specimens from all over the world. I really enjoyed working with ecologists and thinking about plants all the time. And working in that lab kind of got me started to pursuing ecology as a career. After my undergrad, I took 1 year off from school, and during that year, I did various things. I did research as part of a research experience for undergrads or REU program at the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C. I spent a month in a field course on ecology and conservation biology in southern China. And then I worked as a lab technician in a maize genetics lab back at the University of Minnesota. In that year, I really started to do research more seriously, and I was enjoying it a lot. So I decided to apply to PhD programs and not to masters. And I started my PhD the following year. Over the past few years during my PhD, I came to really enjoy not only doing research, but also mentoring students, either in our research lab or when I was teaching in the classroom. There's something about sharing my love for plants with others who are just starting to explore the world of research and ecology that I really enjoy. So my goal is to pursue a career as a professor that lets me do all of those things that I really like. In terms of hobbies outside of science, I really enjoy running. Just before everything shut down for the pandemic, I ran my first marathon, which was the LA Marathon in March. I also really enjoy reading and cooking. I guess, honestly, I've been especially into cooking and less into running the past few months. But my goal is to really nail down some more Indian dishes so that when I get homesick, I can make things that are at least able to tide me over for a little bit.